Hello guys, welcome back to this channel and thank you so much for choosing to watch my videos. If you're new here today, if you're watching this for the very first time, my name is Betty and welcome to Betty AZ family. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up guys. And I appreciate all of you for watching my videos. So today I want to talk about how you can easily get yourself into debts. And sometimes these are the kind of some of these debts you're not able to get yourself out of, We all know that this country, oh my God, it's people like credit a lot. Yeah, it's not like Africa, a lot of things you pay them cash, you buy them cash. You buy what you if you have the money. If you want to buy a car, you buy a car because you have the money. But in this country, you can buy the car you want because you have good credit, because you have a job, but you don't have the money and you need that car, so you go for it, you get the car. So I want to talk about that. Not that I'm a financial expert myself. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to get myself into into this habit of only buying what I can afford, not buying something because I need it. I'm trying to get myself into a habit of buying something because I can afford it. I'm trying to get myself into a habit of planning for things, getting some sort of self-discipline. Let me tell you guys, in America, from my own experience, you can easily get yourself into some crazy debts. And I think the first thing is like when you get yourself into credit cards. Some of these credit cards, I'm telling you guys, they are so tempting. You can get this credit card here and you get another credit card, and then you start spending money, you start swiping your credit card. It's very easy to do it. It's very easy. When you go to the store, you want a brand new TV, you have your credit card. Guess what? Your credit limit is up to 10,000. And this TV is only $1,000. Why not? You swipe it. Then you go to another store. You want a new bedroom set. Guess what? The new bedroom set, oh my God, is very cheap. How much is it? It's only $2,000. Guess what? I have my credit card. I have my Bank of America credit card. I just swipe it. Then you go to another one. You're like, oh my God. There is this other thing. I need to, something like some new gadgets. You go to your Wells Fargo credit card. You swipe it. You swipe your American Express. You swipe your Capital One. You keep swiping and swiping and swiping. And then you are paying this credit. The only thing you're paying is like, the monthly, the whatever amount, the minimum amount. That's all. You're not even paying the card itself. You just, oh my God, let me tell you, you end up into, all these, they accumulate. And by the end of the year, before you realize, you put yourself into like a 20,000 debt. And it's very easy, by the way, guys. It's very easy. Let me tell you, there's a time I've spent up to like almost $12,000. That's the highest I've gone with credit cards. Guess what I was doing? Just swiping and swiping and swiping and swiping. I can't even tell you what I was buying. Most of these credit cards, you go somewhere. I want to take my kids out. I want to take this out. I want to eat out. I want to buy food from the store. I want to put gasoline. It's not like wasting. Because when I say that, somebody might say, oh, Betty, you are living a luxurious life. That's why you are spending up to 12,000. No. Let me tell you, another person I know, they told me they had spent up to 30,000. They had, with credit card. They had swiped up to 30,000. And I was like, what do you mean you spent 30,000? Like, with what? Buying what? And this person was like, making my family back home happy, buying stuff for them and shipping them. Like, this person was just going to Macy's, swiping Macy's, JCPenney, stores, buying stuff for their family. And I said, it's not bad to buy family. And then this person told me when the family visit from Africa, he would treat them and buy them stuff and take them on vacation, take them to tours, like spend money, just swipe. And then the family will praise him. Oh, hallelujah. Our brother is in Arizona. He has the money. The family back home will praise you because they're coming to America. You are treating them. And then when they go, you have shopped for them. So this person anyway had spent like 30,000. And this person spent like years trying to pay it off. So anyway, let me give you my own story, my own experience. So I had spent like $12,000 on my credit cards, and that was 2 credit cards. So, and let me tell you, sometimes you don't even know how you end up into getting all these credit cards. So for me, at first, in the beginning, when I wanted to build my credit, I went to the bank and I got the first credit card. I think it was like, I had the limit of like 500, then it went up. They keep adding. Before you know it, you have this 10,000 worth, 15, 20, something. So anyway, I don't know what they check for them to give you a credit limit of that high, but they do add. Sometimes you don't even notice. For me, I can't even tell. Anyway, let me talk about this 12,000 I had. Then at that point, I went to buy my car. Yeah, I went to I had a car that I had paid off. I had my Honda, and that Honda, it was a 2008 Honda, and I had paid this Honda off. Guess what? I was crazy. I wanted a new car, so I went to Honda. I traded in, and I got my Toyota, the one I drive. So this car, I think I paid, I think that when I bought my Toyota, it was about $18,000. So anyway, I had traded in my Honda and got my 2000 from trading in. So I was supposed to pay what? 16,000 for the Toyota. Guess what? I didn't have anything else down. So the money I traded, the Honda, I traded in and I got 2,000. So that 2,000 was like what I put down. So guess what? The 12,000 from credit cards and these 16,000 now from the car. So now I was paying the car note. Then another things that I had to pay, paying my bills. And that time I had the apartment. I was paying the apartments and also the bills and this and that. And before it took me a while, and then I came to my senses. I was like, oh my God, Betty, you are slowly getting yourself into the American system, the debts. I don't know. I think I put this camera down like way too low. So if you see me looking down, it's because I think where I placed. Let me try and push this camera up. By the way, I'm all dressed. I'm wearing a very beautiful dress. I hope I'm not. Let me show you my jacket at the bottom. It's so cute, by the way, guys. Before I continue with this, and I'm kneeling. I'm not even sitting down. The struggle is real when you're trying to do YouTube. Let me show you my dress. So this is how I'm dressed. This is my jacket, and the bottom of it, you can't even see. I want to show you the whole deal, guys. Because sometimes you see me in the house. I tell you, I dress up when I'm in the house, and sometimes you don't believe me. This is how I'm dressed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just in the house. And that's how I'm dressed. I've shown you even my legs. Now, let me go back to this credit card thing. Sorry, if you're new here today, don't get confused and say, what is wrong with this woman? She's 1 minute she's talking about credit cards, the next minute she's showing us her dress code. It's just because that's Betty being Betty. So anyway, let's go back to this. I figured, Betty, it's time to wake up. Time to get yourself out of this debt, out of this crazy debt or whatever. So I had to act very fast, very fast. And this is what I always tell people. When you come to US, please, not because you qualify for a car, and especially when you're buying your first car. I always tell some people, save your money, save like $5,000 and buy yourself your first car. Don't start getting yourself into debt. And for me, I ended up paying off my my credit cards, and I paid off, and I ended up paying off my car very fast. I made sure that I paid very fast because I was like, now I'm putting myself into crazy debts, Anyway, God is good. I paid off everything. Not in a year. It took me a while to pay them off. But that was like a wake-up call for me. I was like, oh my God, you mean within no time, I've already put myself into like almost 30,000 plus debt. So imagine you have a mortgage, or you're paying your rent. Imagine you have a car note. Imagine you have all other bills. You have your insurance. You have this so much that you have to pay. And then you tell me you want to, you at the same time, you still want something to save. So for me, I figured from my own life story or experience, I figured if I want to live a good life in this country without being like a slave of, the slave of, just going to work, living paycheck to paycheck and not even able to save anything. I'll just want to live on kind of lifestyle that I cannot afford. And I tell you this, anytime, I'm not saying that my life is perfect, but that is what I've come to learn. It's better to live. Don't ever live beyond your limit. Don't ever live beyond your means or beyond whatever you can afford. Live your regular life you can afford. For me, I chose to pay off the car, and I chose not to stay away from credit cards. Don't get me wrong. I still use my credit card, because I want to keep that credit good. But I always make sure I pay anything that I own in this America. I always make sure that I pay. I never want to get late. And that's one mistake you can do in this country. Don't have issues with payments. Like, you did not pay electricity here. You did not pay your rent here. You did not pay your mortgage here. You can lose your mortgage very quickly. And you can lose your rent, your rent or property, whatever you're renting. You can be kicked out very fast, If you don't pay your rent, I think a month or two, you'll be kicked out pretty quick. You get a notice, yeah? Nobody's going to spare you. So I always want to make it a habit. And that's why if you're listening to this video and you're new in this country or whatever you are, always stay on top of your bills. Always stay on top of what you have to pay. And don't live this life. Like, I see so many things in this country that I wish I could get. Like, for example, when I drive my small car, I always see like these cars out there. I wish I could drive them. But I always say there is time for everything. There's time for me where I'm at right now and where I will be in the next, I've learned to save up, to get whatever I want nowadays. I know it's easier said than done, but I've always learned to have something. It's very important. I know it's hard to say, it's hard to save sometimes. But I've really learned it's very important to always have some emergency fund, have some sort of saving, because it's so, but like in this country, there are so many people right now, if you ask them, oh, give me $200 for like emergency, or $300, they cannot come up with it. Yes, there are so many people in this country who live from paycheck to paycheck. There are so many people who in this country who, if they lose their job today, they're not gonna pay the rent for next month. They don't have the money, because all they do is to get whatever they get, they spend it. So for me, I always say, if whatever income I'm getting and my bills, I always compare. And that's why I chose to stay away from car payment, because that is one bill that I don't want. And I always say, I'll drive my car until, now that it's paid off, until God knows when, because I really don't want to put myself into another new car and then put myself into debt. I mean, it's a matter of discipline and trying to see, like trying to do your math before you get yourself into a situation. Because in this country, and the reason I did this video, there are so many people who get themselves into some sort of financial mess or financial situation, and then they are not able to get themselves out of it, because they are already way too in deep, So it's very wise. You better have your anybody tell you, oh, what are you doing? We don't know. How come you're just, Betty, we don't see what you're doing? Let them not see what you're doing, but you yourself, you know what you're doing. You don't have to go announcing to everybody. And by the way, some people, they just wonder, does this, some people, they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what your plans are. It's better to be quiet with people not knowing what your plans are. They were just seeing you driving an old car, or seeing you in a cheaper apartment or cheaper house. They don't know what your plans are. And then when you want to move to another level, they will be shocked. They'll be like, hiya, this person kweli, yeah. But anyway, it's very important to, when you come to this country, or whatever you are in the world anyway, not just this country, it's very important not to live a life that you cannot afford. Only buy what you can afford. I think that is gonna be and let me tell you, when I say that, it can be, somebody might think, oh, Betty, are you talking about and I'm so sorry to keep mentioning cars. I'm wondering what other example I can use. Like, for example, if I want a new TV, instead of going to swipe my credit card to get a new TV, why can't I save for that to get that TV? Instead of buying, like the other time, guys, I went to the store and I bought my new couch, like stuff like that, furniture. If I don't have the money, then why would I go to the store and swipe my credit card and put myself into more debt? I won't. If I go to the store, I know for sure I'm looking for a phone, and the iPhone is worth $800. If I don't have the $800, I'm not gonna buy it. I won't buy things because I want them. I will buy things because I can afford them. And I hope, guys, you understand my message. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Let us not get into a habit of being pressured by what we see our friends doing or the social media doing. Let's not put ourselves into this kind of a mess. Let's always, like for me, guys, let me tell you, for me, and I'm not perfect, and my life is not perfect, but my life, I keep it very simple. Very simple. Sometimes I go to my closet and I look at my closet and I'm like, oh my God, Betty, you're still holding on to 3 years old clothes or 4 years. I don't have a season. I don't change my clothes with seasons. I know some people say, oh, we change clothes because now it's summer, now it's winter. For me, I hold on to something for a very long, because my life is not at that level yet. And it's not because I cannot go to the store and buy all the clothes I want. No, it's the reason I hold on to my clothes is because I know There is no way I'll clear all my clothes because it's winter and then summer I buy a whole new wardrobe. I don't want to do that. Guys, I have kids that are outgrowing. Like now, Kamamu, she's outgrowing clothes day in, day out. And I'm a single parent. So I have to think about what she needs and what my son needs before I go to clear my closet and with the season, you know, like. So this is that is why I always say my life, I'll keep it simple to where I know Betty, I'm the only person who understands my pocket. Who knows? I always like to budget. I'm not, when I keep saying I'm just giving an example. This video is not about it's not about just me. This video is just to tell someone out there, maybe you are struggling with how to balance yourself financially. So this is for you, and maybe you're trying to wonder how will it, why, you know, like when I moved to the US or now I'm new in the US, how do I live this life? How you can live this life is very simple. Just live a life that you know you can, whatever you can afford, get whatever you can afford. Don't go, even if you go on, like for example, you get you get into a car payment. Don't get into a car payment of $1,000, for heaven's sake. Not unless you're trying to pay off that car very fast, of which some people do that, which is okay. Like I had a friend of mine, she bought a car of $25,000 and she paid $1,000 each month to pay it off very quickly. She could afford it. So if you know that your job, whatever your income is, you can afford paying stuff off very quickly, then why not? But before you get yourself into that car payment of $500, you need to do your math. How much do I earn? How much is my rent? Can I afford this? Okay, another question, another very important question is, always ask yourself, if I lose my job today, can I afford my rent or my mortgage for the next 3 months? That is always my kind of thinking. If I go for a car payment, if I swipe my credit card, I always ask myself, I am swiping this credit card. Do I have my money in my checking to pay this? Because if I'm swiping that credit card, I have to make sure that I have some money that I'm expecting in my check to get in my checking or for me to pay off this credit card. Because if no money is coming, and can I afford it? Can I afford? And let me tell you, for me, my policy is I don't like to keep swiping the card like that. No. Sometimes I look at, actually a lot of times, I like to go through my bank to see what's happening. Because I always know that me as a single parent, one mistake like this, if something happens and I don't have an income, the next month we can get kicked out. Because if I don't have an income, then I'm screwed, you know? Then what will happen, me and my kids? I always pray to God that won't happen. But the thing is, it's always good to stay woke, you know? Stay, for us to be awake and stay woke. Just to see, you can afford your life. Not go beyond the limits. Don't go above and beyond something that you know you cannot afford. A life that is not yours. Debts are very serious. I'm telling you, in this country, you can easily get into debts. And when you easily get into those debts, hey, come to tax season, you owe IRS. Do something else, you owe child support. Turn left, you owe this, you owe this, you owe that. You owe so much that you can't even, and then you messed up your credit. And then you're not even doing something about your credit. So you can't even, I am telling you, in America, you can mess your life very quickly if you don't take care of your business. It's very important to take care of your business. Always. Stay woke. I always tell God, help me and give me those eyes that are able to see very far. If I cannot afford a lifestyle, I am not going to go for it. For me, if I'm putting myself into a situation, I know This one, I'm okay with it. I always, and that is why I always say, you know what, I always put God in everything. And I always tell God, give me the wisdom. Because, and especially like for me, someone like for me, I'm a single parent. There is no way, if anything happens and I am not able to pay something, nobody is going to come and help me out. And I don't want to be a burden and a bother to my friends. I always pray God to give me a lot of wisdom when it comes to finances. And by the way, there are so many people who offer like financial classes or whatever. I don't know if somebody need to take them, but it's very important to sometimes life teaches us lessons, which is good, but we all have learned something with based off our life and what we see other people doing. Sometimes we even learn our friends. We learn from our friends. We learn from the people we see around, you know. We learn from what we see. You're like, yeah, this person, they have gotten themselves into this ditch. It's hard for them to come out of this ditch. So may God bless us. May God help us to make the right decisions when it comes to finances. And in this country, if you're coming to America, please don't get tempted to get into these credit cards. You go to Macy's, they'll give you their card. You go to JCPenney, everywhere they want to offer you a card, shopping card, you know. And it's very important to keep your credit good, you know, your credit score. And also to watch, you know, like, anyway, guys, I don't want to keep going because I can talk and talk, and I have now turned to like a little financial advisor. And by the way, guys, sometimes I throw in a joke and it doesn't come out as a joke to some people. So I apologize if you don't understand my message. Please listen and listen again, so that you can try and understand where I'm coming from. And I hope this video is helpful. I hope you understand what I was trying to say. May God help us all. Stay blessed and take care. I'll see you in the next video. Churu! It's a good night for me. It's actually midnight here in Arizona. Bye.